Hello, and welcome to Cindy's Corner. Today, boys and girls, we got a great review, and I've got some firemen out there, and this one's to you. And I've got some pilot friends, and this one's to you, and special pilot firemen. This one is really for you. And I know all my friends out there, we love the movie Planes from Disney, and this one is about that. It's about Dusty. So go ahead and hit that thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe so you can share with your friends and colleagues and family. This one is Dusty. It's a Planes book, Fire and Rescue. Dusty to the rescue. It's got stickers in it too. Yeah, it's a great fun book to have because you get stickers. Here's our title page, Dusty to the Rescue. It's by Christopher Meyer, and it's illustrated by the Disney Storybook team. Dusty Crop Hopper was a worldwide racing star. The little orange plane had become the hero of fans all around the globe by winning race after race. During a practice flight one day, Dusty's engine was damaged. Dottie, the mechanic tug, told Dusty that he flew too fast. His engine would fail and he would crash. Dusty couldn't race again until his engine was fixed. Dottie gave Dusty a red warning light that would tell him when to slow down. "I'm so sorry," she said. She didn't like to see her friends sad. Here's Piston Peak National Park. While his friends searched far and wide for the right parts to fix his engine, Dusty learned that Prop Wash Junction needed a new firefighter. He wanted to help, so he flew to Piston Peak National Park, where he could train to become a certified firefighter. When a fire broke out in the forest, Dusty watched the heroic Piston Peak air attack team fly into action. The team was led by a brave rescue copter named Blade. Dusty realized that learning to be a firefighter was not going to be easy. Maru, the team's mechanic, removed Dusty's landing gear and replaced it with big pontoons that could carry water. Blade tried to teach Dusty how to scoop water out of the river, but Dusty almost crashed. Dusty studied hard. There was a lot to learn about putting out fires. Finally, Dusty had a chance to show what he could do. He sped through the obstacle course at Augurin Canyon, but when his warning lights flashed, he had to slow down. "Why did you pull power?" Blade asked. Dusty was embarrassed, too embarrassed to tell Blade the truth. The next day, Dusty learned how to drop fire retardant to put out fires. It was hard for him to aim just right, but soon enough, he was able to put one out. Bullseye! Unfortunately, it was a family's campfire. "You just saved those folks from a nice vacation," said Blade with a sigh. They got all the stuff on them, didn't they? Later, Dusty's radio crackled to life. His friends from Prop Wash Junction were calling. They had bad news. We've called every parts supplier, repair shop, and junkyard in the country, they explained. Sadly, nobody had the parts Dottie needed to fix Dusty's engine. Suddenly, an alarm rang. A lightning storm had started several fires. Blade told Dusty what to do, but he wasn't paying attention. Dusty dumped all of the fire retardant on the first fire. He didn't save any for the next one. Blade wasn't happy. "You need to listen to me," he yelled. Dusty got in trouble, didn't he? Dusty tried to fix his mistake by scooping water out of the river, but a strong crosswind made him lose control. He skidded across the choppy waves. The raging river dragged Dusty toward the waterfall. "Push your engine," Blade told him. "Redline it." But Dusty didn't want to risk running his engine for good. At the last second, Blade hooked Dusty and pulled him to safety. Hooked him. Dusty was out of the river, but he couldn't fly, and the fire was closing in. Blade led the way to an old mine shaft where they waited for the fire to pass. There, Dusty finally admitted to Blade that his engine was damaged and he would never race again, and that maybe he couldn't be a firefighter either. "If you give up today, think of all the lives you won't save tomorrow," said Blade. Dusty realized that racing wasn't everything. Meanwhile, the fire was threatening the nearby fuselage. Uh-oh. The guest had been evacuated, but the road was blocked. They needed help. The firefighters hurried to rescue their guest. It was dangerous to fly across after dark, but they had no choice. Dusty and the air attack team went into action and put out the flames. The guests cheered. Yay! But there were still 2 RVs stuck on a burning bridge. Blade flew in to help, but he couldn't save them on his own. Dusty swooped down, dodging falling rocks and burning trees. In a daring move, he flew straight up the waterfall to refuel his water pontoons. His red light warning light started flashing, but he ignored it. Uh-oh. Dusty dropped his water on the bridge, putting out the fire and saving the RVs. "Good move, partner," Blade said to Dusty. But then, pop, bang! Dusty's engine failed, and he plummeted into the trees. Everything went black. Dusty woke up a few days later at the Piston Peak Air Attack Base. Meyer had patched Dusty back together and given the plane a new engine that he'd made from spare parts. "You're fixed," Maru told him. "Hardest thing I've ever done." Dusty was grateful for Maru's help. And that wasn't all. Dusty had proven he had what it took to be a real firefighter. "You've earned that certification," Blade said proudly. Dusty was ready to be a hero, as a racer and as a life-saving firefighter too. Now, do you know a firefighter? What did they have to do to get their certification? Was it hard? Maybe you can conduct an interview and ask them, what all did they have to do to become a firefighter? And how hard was it? Maybe you know a fireman a pilot firefighter. What did they have to do? Can any firefighter be a pilot firefighter? You have to get the certification. You have to be a pilot first. Yeah. Do you know a pilot? Can they be a firefighter? If you do, tell me in the comments if you know a firefighter and if they're a pilot firefighter. Draw me a pretty picture. Yeah. And now, not only is Dusty's engine fixed, he's ready to race and be a firefighter. I hope you enjoyed Dusty's story about fire and rescue. And give it a thumbs up. And if you hadn't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. Share me with your friends and your family. And most important, give somebody a hug and tell them you love them. I can't do this without you. Have a great day.